Eddie Jones in the white trunks has proved himself to be a crafty boxer and is rated as having a good chance to give Floyd some trouble. Patterson gets in a leaping left hook and a straight right, and Jones is felled like a tree.
I won the Golden Gloves 2 years in a row, and the second year that I won it was an Olympic year. So I went on to have 22 fights to qualify for the Olympics. In other words, I had to fight 22 times and win all 22 to qualify to represent my country in the Olympics, in which I did. It's the first time I'd ever been to another country, Helsinki, Finland, and I was afraid. And for some reason or another, I just didn't feel that I had enough to win the Olympics. And I kept trying to push myself. I trained, I did everything, but I never could get the feeling that I had enough to win the Olympics.
It's the USA's 17-year-old Floyd Patterson, all the way in the middleweight division. One of the greatest advanced favorites, Patterson didn't have much trouble in the final in finishing off Romania's Vasile Tita in the very first round. Here comes the finishing blow, like a sledgehammer on the jaw. Down goes the Romanian for the full count. 8, 9, 10, and out. Tita is carried to his corner. The battle is over. The American is the winner, one of the game's most convincing victors.
The referee kept warning me. And he would stop the fight, and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So I had said to myself, after being stopped twice, I had said I better do something, because I could lose this. So I just waited and waited for the right opportunity, and I caught him with a good punch. And he went down. But I immediately looked at the referee because I felt that, did I do something wrong again? And the referee continued to count and everything else, and I knew that I had won the Olympics. But I was very, very worried because he had already stopped me twice and warned me, and I think if they stop you a third time, it's a disqualification.
And did you come back from the Olympic Games and turn professional straight away?
Yes, I did. Yes. Because my manager had said the best time to turn pro is right after you win the Olympics, because everybody is aware of the fact that you won the Olympics, and you'll get a lot of people showing up to see how you're going to do in the pros. And he was right.
Patterson would have 3 classic world heavyweight title fights against the Swede Ingemar Johansson, becoming the first man to regain that title. Johansson had also boxed at those Helsinki Olympics, where he'd reached the heavyweight final.
After Finland's Ilkka Koski had lost to Ingemar Johansson of Sweden, the Swede advanced to the heavyweight final to meet the feared Sanders from America. This match turned out to be the big scandal of the 15th Olympiad. Johansson simply wouldn't engage in a give and take. Sanders was willing enough to mix it up, but no matter how he tried, he couldn't catch up with his elusive opponent. He gets a second warning and is ordered to make a match of it. The referee has had enough. He stops the bout and disqualifies Johansson. The crowd agrees that the Swede failed in sportsmanship. This sad end in no way reflects on Sanders. He's the real champ.
The gold for Ed Sanders. Johansson was deprived of his medal for that disqualification, but 30 years later, he did receive it. 4 years on from Helsinki, when the first Southern Hemisphere Olympics took place in Melbourne, yet another American reached the heavyweight final.
Pete Rademacher, in the all-white colours, launches a terrific attack on Russian Lev Mukin. He didn't let up in round 2, and in the last literally slaughtered the Russian miner. Rademacher turned professional after the games, and in his first bout made an unsuccessful challenge for the world's heavyweight title.
And that professional fight for Rademacher was against Floyd Patterson. A quarter of a century after retiring from the ring, Patterson retains his exceptional fitness. But for all his boxing glories, one moment stands out above all.
The proudest moment of my life is winning the Olympics, because I really thought I didn't have the tools to win the Olympics. That I was going to go in and give it everything I had and hope that it would be, but in all actuality I felt that it wouldn't, because I just didn't have enough. So when I won the Olympics, I was so happy and so thrilled, I just couldn't stop crying.
You are
World champion at 5 weights, the showman professional Sugar Ray Charles Leonard was already producing flashes of his brilliance when he boxed Britain's light welterweight Clinton Mackenzie at the 1976 Olympics in Montreal.
Ray Leonard, easily the best man he's ever met. Wish he wasn't quite so flashy.
I recall Mackenzie is his name. Very quick southpaw, very upright, very European fighter. I just had a little more power than he had. He was very quick, but I kind of beat him to the punch with the experience.
In the final, Leonard met the Cuban Andres Aldama, who had yet to be taken the distance.
Andres Aldama, he was a vicious puncher. He was tall, southpaw, and he pretty much knocked everyone unconscious that he fought. So the odds were that I could not contend with him. And when I was able to rock him, hurt him, stagger him, it was just a different Aldama. I just felt very confident with that fight. When I got into the ring, I looked across the corner and I saw my family. I saw my mother, I saw my father, I saw my brothers, I saw my girlfriend, I saw my friends, and I just was motivated.
And Leonard once again finding him with the better punches. And the Cuban now, in all honesty, coming forward but looking totally ineffective and somewhat desperate. But he could be at his most dangerous. The Cuban's left hand being turned against him. The American's left dominating this contest again and again. And Leonard sees his chance, perhaps, to get an inside the distance win. The Cuban hanging in there, trying to find some good punches. But all the good punches are coming from Leonard, and he staggers almost down, gum shield popping out of his mouth. And Mr. Kuchar of Iran, for the second time, counts over the Cuban. Oh, and he's going to get him. 8 seconds to go. Aldama reeling around the ring. And already, Leonard acclaiming victory. Time's up. Time's up. Ray Leonard of the United States has taken on the mighty hitting Andres Aldama of Cuba and beaten him at his own game.
All of a sudden, it was over. And it was like, where, what happens now? Because I enjoy the Olympic experience. I enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy being captain of the team. I enjoy the people, the fans. And although it was a great moment by winning the gold medal, it was a bittersweet sadness. I was tired. I was mentally exhausted. I was just weary. I just wanted to go home. I left a lot of personal things, items, belongings of mine in the room. I just grabbed the gold medal. I grabbed the suitcase, and I just hopped on the camper. My parents drove a camper up, and we all packed into that little camper and made it back home. I did the gold medal, the Olympic gold medal. I wanted the gold medal for myself and for my country, and for pride. I turned professional for financial reasons, because other than that, I would not have been a professional fighter. If it wasn't for my father being gravely ill, we wouldn't be talking now about my professional career.